morning, and I do eat glitter for breakfast. But I am getting ready to go to the airport. I am off to the South Carolina convention. I have offered my services to the state chair if they should need any parliamentary assistance or any kind of assistance at all. I know sometimes at these conventions, people they get sick, some volunteers just cannot come, and as I've volunteered before at conventions, I helped fundraise for Arizona a couple years ago. I'm more than happy to offer my services to South Carolina in any way that they may need. So I wanted to let you guys know that I will be streaming across the weekend the way I normally do. But I was thinking, self, you know what? You weren't going to go to the Massachusetts and Ola Cowboy uh, LP meeting for several reasons. One, flying to Massachusetts is expensive. Two, the last people in the world I want to see are a certain 11 LNC members. But Self also said, I'm the last person they want to see. They screwed me over, and I'm never going to let them forget my face. So, if I can swing it, I'm going, and I will have public comment, because what are they going to do? Remove me? They can remove me from the meeting, but I won't give any cause for that, because as you all know, in meetings, I have always conducted myself professionally. Now, of course, there are different levels of professionalism for when you're just a member than if you're on the LNC itself. So I will have much greater freedom to speak than I ever have before, and speak I shall if I go. But I saw so many of my friends were going as well. Angela will be there. Angela for chair. This LNC is going to change, baby. This party will be different come this time next year. And Liz is going to be there. And I've made some new friends in Massachusetts that I've been speaking to on the phone that I would love to see. So perhaps I will be there. My problem is funding. So if you would like me to be in Massachusetts, you can donate to my campaign fund, because I will campaign. I'm not really pushing that. I haven't decided. I'm on. That's something you would like to let me see, and let me know. But as I was sitting in my bath this morning, I was thinking I should go to the Massachusetts meeting. Plus, I'm producing minutes for this meeting because, as I told everyone, I do not recognize the authority of a corrupt and rogue LNC. And I am going to continue to do my job to the best of my abilities that I can do in an unofficial capacity. And it's probably better to be there in person if I'm going to be producing minutes, even though they will be unofficial. Now, what else did I want to do today besides giving you guys that news? I really did want to know your thoughts, though. Should I go? I'm asking your thoughts. Should I go? But also, I got this fun thing I want to do. This is a map of these United States. I've been trying to figure out what states I have not yet been to in an LP capacity. I'm not going to count states I have visited prior to LP. Or ones that I've just driven through. I don't think that counts. I have such bad allergies this weekend. Excuse me. There's some kind of pollen in the air. I've been sneezing like crazy. So I have oh, hell yeah, I should go to Massachusetts. I would love to just sit there and be like this the whole weekend, just looking at them. I see you. I know what you are. What's that clip from Rome that I love to play, where Atia says to her son's little bitchy little wife, I see you. I know what you are. You're thinking right now that when you get the chance, you're going to destroy me. Far better the women than you have tried. Where are they now? I don't know. I wouldn't go sheerly just for that perverse pleasure. There are other things to be done in Massachusetts. But that is a state I've been to before. So that is not so I can check it off on my list here. But if you guys would like to support me in that effort, I'm actually thinking what I would like to do is bring my own camera live stream the LNC meeting live on my channel with my own commentary. Not voice commentary, obviously, because I would not interrupt the meeting, but I could text. I could type in text. You guys could type in text. Maybe we could have a drinking game. And I think those with guilty consciences would be very uncomfortable to see me there. Because you want to know what? It's very hard to look in the face of somebody you fucked over. And with the exception of a few there that I think are completely incorrigible, some of them there have consciences, like John Phillips, who, even though he denies he cried at the table, he cried. Don't tell me you were just wiping your eyes. I was sitting right there looking at you. So maybe I will. I don't know. I'm deciding. I'm deciding. And a lot of what I'm saying here is obviously tongue in cheek and humor. I will not be an asshole if I go. I will be professional. I am always professional at meetings. I always have been. I save my spice for my show where it belongs and where people, if they didn't like it, could change the channel. But instead, they decided to try to silence their critics. You know what happens? You just make your critics even louder and even stronger. But yeah, some of what I'm saying is just humor. So, like, I'm sure the obligatory downvotes of the couple LNC members who can't seem to not watch my program. So don't go running saying I'm going to be disruptive. I would never do that. I've never been disruptive at a meeting, unlike some other LNC members. But anyway, another reason why I wanted to see you all this morning, and JJ, you never sleep. You are like me. I just recorded my radio show that will come live tomorrow at 2 o'clock, talking about RCV and some poison pills that some special interest groups are trying to put into RCV. Yeah, I see Cowboy saying that some attorneys were doing that. I think that's what I'm going to do with the LNC meeting is give some live commentary, perhaps during break, and the commentary will be fair. For instance, I am going to tell you a compliment right now, a big compliment of Susan Hogarth. Nobody is wrong all the time, and I don't have to like somebody to say when they said something right. She said something absolutely fantastic on the LNC list yesterday, chastising those who keep going, oh, we got to stay out of it. She said, we can't just automatically recognize as an affiliate she didn't say bozo, I'm going to say bozo, some bozo who just happened to get control of the website. That would be an absolute dereliction of our duty. Now, I find it quite rich that she's, of all people, is talking about dereliction of duty. But however, in this circumstance, she is right. She is absolutely right. When you are right, you are right. Salute to you, Ms. Hogarth. Okay. Let's do this little map now. I'm trying to figure out what states I've been to so we can do my bucket list. All right. Which ones have I been to for LP functions? Now, this is supposed to, crap, I've got my book here, by the way. I advertised this on my radio show. If you guys didn't know, I wrote a book called It's Not the End of the World. I did. And if you thought I was like weaponized autism now, okay, this is a book on one chapter of the Bible. It's on chapter 24, as you can see. And for all of those who think like I make it a secret, I used to write under a pseudonym. It's right there. There's my pseudonym. My book is still published. It says a commentary on Matthew 24 and a response to pop Christian eschatology. But what I wanted to tell you is if you guys thought I had weaponized autism now, let's go to the back of this. So it's on one chapter of the Bible. It's 303 pages. And it's got 440 endnotes. And let's see how long the scriptural index is. The scriptural index goes from page 285 to page 305. That's how many scriptural references I give. Let's read some of the back here. I'm just having a good time. My pseudonym's right there in the book, D.D. Warren. If people want to know why I wrote under a pseudonym, is in a past life, I used to be married to a police officer. That should be all I should have to say. It was in some ways a very happy marriage because obviously I wouldn't have been married to someone for 20 years if they were a complete monster. But he also was Jekyll and Hyde. And when he was Mr. Hyde, he was quite terrible and there was domestic abuse. However, when you're a police officer, there are a lot of security concerns, and he insisted that I not use my real name online. So that is why I wrote under a pseudonym. It's no big secret why I did that. And once I moved out to Colorado and my connections to him were completely severed, I started not using that pseudonym anymore. I used it for about a year after my divorce out of respect for his and my safety. So people like Carol Moore who think that they've got some big gotcha, all they're doing is doxing me. That's all they're doing by trying to go, ooh, she used to use a pseudonym. It's not a secret. I think my Facebook page, if you go and like look at the address, like I think its address still says Dee Dee Warren on it because that's what my Facebook page used to be. This isn't a secret. And I think I even say in the introduction to the book, it's a pseudonym. Let me see here. Because I published this after I moved to Colorado. And I was going to publish it under my real name. But the problem is I had spoken all over the world. I actually was quite prominent in this particular area, a specialty of Christian theology. So I had developed a reputation and a gravitas under this name, which is why I didn't change it right away. I think I am going to republish this book, though, now under my real name since enough time has passed. Let me say, I'm pretty sure I say in the beginning that it is a pseudonym. Yes, please note that Dee Dee Warren is a writing pseudonym. At the time I began writing on the internet, and I didn't mention the stuff about my husband because I was trying to keep his privacy, I had the vain hope that I could keep my privacy and assumed this nom de plume. While I no longer have this concern with keeping my legal name private, I had written so much under this name that I retain it for this purpose. I currently live in Castle Rock, Colorado, so I'm certainly not trying to hide, with my beloved husband and worship at Scum of the Earth Church in Denver. I am formerly of Boynton Beach, Florida, where I lived for many years and where this work was substantially authored. For those who have followed my work for a long time, I'm going to give a quote here that anyone who used to listen to my podcast is going to get chill. They're going to get a blast from the past. Hold on. Let me do it in the same voice that I used to do it on my podcast. This commentary was written on a Macintosh, as if I'd use anything else. Those of you who were fans of the Preterist podcast will always know this podcast was made on a Macintosh. Okay, 1 second. And that was back in my more fundamentalist days. So there are some things in this book I don't agree with any longer. The bulk of it I do, though. Some of the more fundamentalist stuff I don't. Okay. So, anyway, I want to read you some of the things from the back here. It says, what if everything that most Christians believed about the Great Tribulation in the future that is awaiting the church was wrong? Do you really know what the Bible teaches on this subject? Read as Dee Dee Warren carefully outlines an alternative perspective, and you just might find yourself in agreement. And I have some good endorsements on the back here. I have an endorsement from J.P. Holding and an endorsement from Dr. Samuel Frost. Okay, but I'm only put this here. JJ says he's cited in books and court papers under both your real name and your alias. People like freak out over the fact that I used an alias, not even knowing legally wise, your name is whatever you say it is. As long as you're not assuming an alias or a pseudonym to defraud people, you don't even have to legally change your name to legally change your name. This is like a common law right to call yourself what you want. I think people are starting to accept this more and more now with transgenderism becoming more and more prominent, because obviously before there's a legal gender change, sometimes transgender people assume the name that they have chosen for themselves. Not equating myself, in that kind of category whatsoever, but I'm just saying it's no big deal. But let's do my little, I just got the book out here so I could have something to put on my lap. Let's look at the states I've been at. So I've been in Washington. Oh, they sent this pic with it. It isn't scratching well. Okay, you bastard. Amazon, did you fail me? Let me see if I can find something else to scratch this off with. Let me see. Let me see. I got a gavel. Is that a gavel in your pocket? Or are you happy to see me? No, that doesn't have a sharp edge. Let's see if this thing will do it. Let's see if I can scratch it off with this. Oh my God, this thing is not working out. Well, screw you, Amazon. We'll just use a marker for right now, and I'll mark off the states. You can hear my birds screaming. I just got them out for the morning. Okay, so I've been to Washington. I've been to Oregon. I've been to Montana. Was I in North Dakota or South Dakota? Help me out here. Gideon Oaks. Which of the states has the presidents on it? That's North Dakota, right? Because that's the one I wasn't in. I was in whatever the Dakotas don't have the presidents, I think. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm pretty sure it was South Dakota. So I'm going to scratch off South Dakota. I've been to Wyoming. I've been to Nevada. I've been to California. I've been to Alaska. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to New Mexico. I've been to Arizona. I've been to Utah. Obviously, have been to Colorado. I've been to Texas. Ooh, I'm really crossing off this list here. I've been to Oklahoma. I've been to Kansas. I've been to Nebraska. I've been to Minnesota. I've been to Wisconsin. I've been to Illinois. I've been to Missouri. I've been to Arkansas. I've been to Louisiana. Have I been to Mississippi? I don't think I have. I've been to Alabama. I haven't been to Tennessee. I've been to Kentucky, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Now I can scratch off New York, Vermont, Maine, Massachusetts. Where's Delaware on here? I know it's so tiny. Wherever Delaware is, I can cross you off. Virginia. I will be in South Carolina this weekend. So South Dakota is where Mount Rushmore is. But I'm pretty sure I was in South Dakota. I got to double check that. Which state was Gideon Oaks chair of? And I'm going to have to check that one. I get confused with these North and South ones. So I've been to South Carolina. I haven't been to Georgia for an LP thing. So I'm not going to cross off Georgia, though I've been there for other things. And Florida. Okay, so what do I have left? I have left Idaho, North Dakota, Iowa, Mississippi, Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia. Oh, I've been to New Hampshire. I need Connecticut and New Jersey and Maryland. And I've been to DC. And I need West Virginia. So I've almost got them all. Now this year, I will be going to Georgia. And I think that's it that I'm going to cross off here. So I need to try to make it to North Dakota, Idaho, Iowa, Mississippi. Oh, I'm going to Tennessee. I'm pretty sure I'm going to Tennessee. I've been to West Virginia, but for other things. All right. So, I mean, that map it's hard to see where I just cross states off. I'm going to figure out how to scratch it off because supposedly there's like pictures of like scenery from the states under here if you could actually get it to scratch off. But I wanted to see my bucket list. So let me count how many I still need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because I still need Rhode Island, 11. It was either 11 or 12. It's not bad. I've been to a lot of states. And not bad for a gal who's terrified to fly. Okay, everyone. Well, I'm going to go finish packing. And that was fun. So I just wanted to let you guys know what I was up to, and I will see you later, and hopefully we'll be broadcasting from South Carolina. But let me know. Let me know in comments here. Let me know in comments below after this ends. Let me know on Facebook. Let me know wherever if you do think that my happy ass should show up to that LNC meeting. Let me know. They'll probably give me hives. And I don't mean that hyperbolically. I don't like confrontation. I know people don't believe that because I can be very confrontational, but it does not come naturally to me, and I don't like it. And I do literally break out in hives when I'm anticipating a tense or confrontational situation. I definitely will attend virtually, but I'm talking about in person. So even thinking about going is making me sick to my stomach. But I've never been one to shy away from things that are scary to do. You can't be brave unless you're scared. It said fearless people are not brave, they're stupid. Okay, everyone. Let me see if there's any comments I need to address, and then I will go. Oh, and Dennis Pratt is inviting me to New Hampshire. When is Pork Fest? Pork Fest is June 20th. That's after convention. I should be able to come. I thought it was before the national convention where I will just be way too tied up. Let me check into that, Dennis, particularly since the Rogers campground is going away and I so enjoyed that place. Yeah. So maybe I will be able to come. Let me put that on my calendar. Thank you for letting me know, Dennis. All right, everyone. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll be broadcasting from the plane from the convention, I am sure. So, love you all. Bye-bye.